scores. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan alongside and David Aldridge.
You and Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell, made for a great guard duo. I mean, I got so many stories about Vern because when I used to work in Houston when I was an undergrad, I used to hang out with him.
Oh, man.
Wasn't always wise. But which backcourt partners top the list for you these days?
Harden and Westbrook are at the top of the list, obviously because Curry and Klay Thompson was hurt. But you know, Lillard and McCollum, you know, even though they didn't have a great year last year, they're right still at the top. After that, it's up in the air.
I would, and I consider him a guard, but I would put Tatum in there with Kemba.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, it's hard to see. I think of Tatum as a 3.
As a 3, that's true. But they play him and Brown
but
together,
they play them together, yeah.
with Hayward. So
a look at the starting group for the Magic. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fultz is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. And for Brooklyn, LeVert and Durant out on the perimeter. Jared Allen is out there with Duncan, and it's Irving in at the point. Here's Junior. A 35-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Irving against Fultz. Vucevic trying to get open, and the shot goes in from Fultz.
over the last few years, Jet, the step-back three has become a staple for some guys. Who do you think is the most consistent with it?
Harden and Doncic, easily. You know who started the step back? A guy named, the first time I ever saw it was Kiki Vanderbilt.
Oh, really?
I never saw a step back until he played.
And it was quick.
Yeah, he used to do a quick step back. And I'd never seen the step back move ever in my life before. And I was like, what is that? Is that a walk? He's like, no, it's a step back. And now we got the step to the step to the step to the step to the step back.
The side back.
And what's going to be the next development?
You're just going to be able to run and you don't have to kick.
Yeah. We're seeing that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Outside Fournier. Poked away. It's stolen by Allen. Here's Irving. And that comes off the assist by Duncan.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Duncan throws it down hard.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
Outside Fournier. There's the pass to Vucevic. And every team needs a go-to scorer late in close games. Kenny, when you think about your list of what qualities are essential to be that guy in crunch time, what are they?
I think to be a great crunch time player is to not look at it as crunch time. It's like, these are the shots that I would take regardless of the situation. I think LeBron got criticized for that early in his career when he would pass up shots. But he takes the same shot regardless of the situation.
To Kenny's point, like because the court's open now, right? It's not as physical, so if I can move without it and get to my sweet spots. And I think that also helps you to be able to finish in rhythm.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Allen. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Karis LeVert.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
The offensive rebound, Jordan. Great D that time from Vucevic.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Fultz against Irving. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by the Nets. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
And, you know, one of the things about winning the physical battle like they did in that game gives you a lot of confidence going into the next meeting. You know you can push this team around in the paint and win the physical battle.
Kenny, I'm going to ask you to look into your crystal ball while you are here sitting by us courtside. 5 years' time, who do you think will be the top 5 teams in the league?
5 years.
Go ahead here.
Well,
don't you think like a Dallas would probably?
Dallas
Yes.
will be there. The Lakers probably still be there if Anthony Davis is healthy. New Orleans Pelicans will be around. Zion
is what we think he
he'll
is,
be
right,
around. And then after that, it's a crapshoot.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's 5 years, the Milwaukee Bucks will still be there.
And here we go with the Magic fast break. For 3, Ross. Jordan with the rebound. Dinwiddie with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. On up the court. And finished off by KD.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Passes it to Bamba. And it's Vucevic missing. And here are the Nets. They're on a 20-6 run. Irving passes to Duncan. And Duncan throws it down.
Showing how unselfish he can be. Irving recognizing the importance of keeping his teammates involved.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Gordon with no one around. Offline with his 3. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. And the layup's good off the glass. Irving's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And the way Irving gets bounced around right there, an incredible finish.
Fultz with the ball. Over Irving. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Brooklyn ahead. They lead by 18. Live from Brooklyn, New York. You're watching. And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
They've got Junior, also DeAndre Jordan out there. Joe Harris is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Dinwiddie in at point. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Junior, in his last outing against the Hornets, was outstanding. He had 35 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. The stat line was filled, and the whole league was talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others. Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
The NBA is such an international phenomenon, Kenny. Tearing up this league are some young guns who started outside of the U.S.
Yeah, Giannis, Jokic and Doncic, they come to mind. They're probably 3 of the top 10 players in basketball right now. It's not, I don't even say it anymore. I don't say international player. I just say he's a player now. I never think about Giannis as an international player.
Our game's been global for so long now that's a great point because, we had Dirk and we've had Nash and we've had Akeem. Some of our all-time greats weren't from America.
Yeah.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Outside Fournier. Misses the 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Duncan. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists tonight.
Showtime is what Junior is putting on right now. My goodness, he gets one to fall, and the floodgates are open.
And there are a lot of questions on the best way, guys, to develop talent in the NBA. Kenny, would you restructure youth basketball in the U.S.?
Many fans think that the G League could supplant college hoops. I think I would restructure it in this way, and it has nothing to do with the players. I would just make sure that the coaches are coaches. Meaning, to get a driver's license, what do you need? You have to learn to drive. To get any kind of thing, you need a license to do it. You don't need a license to be a coach. No, you got to be a licensed coach.
And not to mention, this is still a business. So I'd rather have the impact of what the college game brings, because now I got a ready-made star coming into our game. You think about when Magic and Bird came in, they were big stars because they have played in the most protection top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Luwawu is checked in for Harris. Harris LeVert comes in for Hardaway. And it's Crawford in for Tyler Johnson. And a switcher also for Orlando. Vucevic is checked in.
And the three-pointer, something that's exploded in importance the last half decade. Kenny, do you feel you would have played differently if you came into the league today?
Without question. Because, Greg, I was probably, if you told me I could get 30 points or 20 assists, I would have said 30 points. I was that type of mentality. I liked scoring because scoring came easier to me. Finding people didn't come as easy. So I would have loved to play in this era where I don't have to think about getting you the ball as much. I would have loved that.
And honestly, the passing lanes are bigger because the court is more space.
Yes,
like so, if you shoot it, like we talk about, your ability to shoot it at a high level makes the game easier. Because now, guys, the pump, you lift your head, they're jumping out of position. You know, they're guarding the three-point line tighter, so you have more room to operate.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Pass to Fultz. And he converts the layup. Fultz has got his second basket of the game.
Man, this guy's deceptively strong inside. Markelle Fultz, not messing around. He doesn't care who's in front of him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And what about our special guest? Kenny, thanks for taking the time to join us, dropping by. Always a pleasure. You add so much to the broadcast.
Man, thanks for having me. This is just great.
Thank you. And what an experience it was, Greg, to have Kenny joining us. You always know he's going to give you his honest opinion, which makes him so great.
Kevin, and throughout his playing days and now as a broadcaster, Kenny has never pulled any punches. He'll tell it to you like it is, and that's one reason he is so beloved.
Here's Junior. That one drops for him. Junior's got 26.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
There's 37 seconds left now here in the second. Isaac misses.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Isaac with the steal. Here's Fultz, and finished off by Fultz.
Terrific activity from Isaac. Excellent at using his length to get those steals.
Over to the left wing. Pass to Luwawu. To the inside. And the dunk by Duncan.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G.A., the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following it out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Junior in this one, he's been everywhere.
Well, with a double-double in hand through two quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got that locked-in look in his eyes tonight, and he's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Markelle Fultz. And it's Isaac in at the 3 slot.
Well, his IQ is one of the best in the league. Irvin has a great feel for when his teammates are open.
Greg, as a point guard, you must have had so much fun being surrounded by so much terrific talent at UNLV.
You know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, I mean, I could go on. And you're right, I was blessed to play alongside these guys. They were incredible talents, finishers. And, you know, you don't always appreciate it going through that moment, but the fact that we're all still close and stay in contact, man, what an awesome experience to be a part of that team.
Chemistry must have been off the charts on that team.
It was, and we had a lot of personalities, man. It was a different era back then, but I tell you, again, I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
Irving against Fultz. He kicks to Vucevic. Fournier for 3. He can't get that one to fall. The Nets go the other way with it.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
No good from Durant.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Lob pass to Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
And Gordon taking advantage of the fact that when he gets up in the air like that, nobody's interested in getting in his way.
Junior dishes to Irving. Back to Duncan. Feeds to Allen. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. Duncan's got 3 assists now in this one.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit.
Junior. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in
in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well. And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
And guys, I think it's exactly the right thing to do with the lead. Keep going at defenders and find a way to get yourself to the line.
.43 seconds left to play in the third. Vucevic to the pass to Ross. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Terrence Ross, the wing from Washington, signed a 4-year deal with the Magic in 2019. The team loves what he brings as a 3-and-D type of player.
So for the Nets, LeVert's checked in for Luwawu, and Kyrie Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Fournier's checked in for Orlando. Junior the pass to Irving. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. Junior's got 4 assists now tonight.
And you can see the floor awareness there. Junior more than capable of spotting the open teammate.
Fournier gets a wide open look. That 3 off the mark.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And hustle like that is why he leads his team in rebounds tonight.
And I tell you what, guys, nobody's been more physical in this game than he has. He has.
And as we conclude the third quarter, to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. They've got Garrett Temple, Junior's out there with Jordan, and it's Tyler Johnson, and it's LeVert in at the 3. So that's the Nets 5. Now here's Fultz, outside Fournier. And the pass to Clark. Fournier against LeVert. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Duncan. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. LeVert finds Duncan. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist from Duncan.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Magic shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Clark outside. Back to Fultz. Greg, you know, we're seeing players take control of their free agent destiny. Do players get a bad rap for that and switching teams?
Listen, I don't know if you get a bad rap, but you're going to catch the wrath of the fan base. You think of Paul George in Indy or KD in OKC, and fans, they're going to feel jilted. There's no doubt about it. They're going to feel scorned.
Yeah. Kicks it to Miller. The rebound by the Nets. Junior's got rebound number 15 here tonight. To the paint, Nets passing it around. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Boy, a lot of heart displayed that time by Junior on that play. Commits to a shot and then wins the and one.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Jared Allen comes in for DeAndre Jordan, and it's Crawford in for Karis LeVert. And a change for the Magic. Ennis, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. Johnson against Fultz. Here's Clark, and what a play! Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Inside, here's Junior, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Duncan's got 41.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Magic have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And it's sent back by Allen.
Don't challenge him. Get that out of here. Allen's almost 7 feet now. He's got excellent timing and good bounce.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Fast breaks yield easy buckets, guys. They've made the most of their chances in that regard. The defense not able to get set. You get a running start to the rim, you should get a good number of scoring chances that way.
With some arc, and it's Junior with the rebound. Junior's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. We know the NBA is looking to get rid of the one-and-done rule pretty soon. Adam Silver, Greg, saying he thinks the league can create a better system. Do you think so?
I think they can create a better system for some. I think the growth of the G League, no doubt, is instrumental in that new system. Now these young rookies can get the playing time in lower-tier pro games as they continue to develop, but I think...
Now Fultz. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA.